Hello everybody, this is HyperCole 64, and before anybody asks about the recent event that happened with Nintendo, I will put a link in the description below about talking about what recently happened with Nintendo. I'm not gonna talk about it in this video, because I think it's already been talked about a lot with the gaming community, and I've already given my opinion on it, so link to the video will be in the description. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64, and I say specifically Nintendo 64 because the new iterations of Smash Bros. Don't really have specific names. They're just Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and Nintendo 3DS. So that's why I have to call this Let's Play now specifically. I mean, I've always called it Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 64, but now I know I have to say that or else I'll get people confused. But regardless, well, people who don't watch the gameplay and only pay attention, I don't freaking know. But anyway, it's been a while since I've recorded a video, and I felt like I need to get back into recording videos again. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the character that is currently on screen right now, and I'm currently playing on screen right now, and that is Pikachu. And I would read off his in-game description, but it's just a Pokédex entry. As you can see, I'll put it up on the screen right now. The in-game description for Pikachu is his Pokédex entry. So instead, I am just gonna read off his description in the instruction booklet. So let's go ahead and read this off. This popular Pokemon has become so famous that these days everyone knows its name. Pikachu's electricity attacks are a real shock to any opponent. Side note, boo. But anyway, regardless, Pikachu is considered one of the better characters of the original Smash Bros. And is generally throughout the entire Smash Bros. Series considered a good character. And I definitely have to agree. I think Pikachu is a very formidable foe. He has a ton of very, very powerful attacks. Powerful? Does that make sense? I don't freaking know. But he's very quick. He's nimble. He has powerful attacks. He's a great character. The only thing I will say that isn't great about Pikachu, or I'm not very fond of at least, is his up B, especially in the original game. Because how his up B works is that he does 2 dashes in the air, but he only does 2 dashes when you do this weird timing thing, which I never got in any iteration of Smash Brothers. And it's especially apparent here. It's not a bad up B, but especially in this game, it can feel a little bit wonky. But that's just my opinion. I still think Pikachu is a very formidable foe, and I personally think I did a pretty good job with Pikachu in this game. So, yeah, Pikachu gets 2 thumbs up for me, and probably a lot of Smash Brothers fans. Regardless, I have a drink on the side just to make sure that my voice doesn't end up getting dry, because this tends to happen a lot, and it's happened to me a lot recently or it's happened over the past year whenever I talk a lot. If I talk way too much, my voice has to dry out, so that's why I now just have a drink, any type of drink near me at all times, just to make sure my voice doesn't get tired out during these videos. Even then, I've still tried so many times to record these types of videos, and yeah, I should probably get onto that. I really do apologize for not posting a video for so freaking long. This has probably been my biggest hiatus ever. You know, it's just, I've had such a huge drought over the past few years at this point, and with what recently happened, with recent events, I feel like that I should, you know, maybe just go ahead and stop messing around and just go back into Let's Playing again, because I still need to finish these projects, and I want to go on to other projects as well. You know, I could have just, and I've thought about this. I've thought about maybe just canceling these LPs, the LPs I'm doing right now, and just moving on to other projects, but I'm done recording most of these LPs, so I'm just like, why don't I just go ahead and finish up, and then I can move on to other projects. So, I will move on to some other projects that I want to do soon, but right after I finish most of the projects I'm doing right now. Keyword most. I need to talk about that. This is something I wanted to talk about for a while, but I've tried recording this so many times, and I've tried making an update video about this, but I've never uploaded any of my updates onto YouTube. And that is about the Thousand Year Door. And that is the fact that it's probably canceled. I am sorry, but that project, out of any project I've done on this channel, has probably gone through the most problems and the most hiatuses. You know, a ton of recording fails, recordings that I actually did, but I didn't feel confident about, and recordings that just never got edited in the first place, and not to mention, my save files getting deleted over and over and over again. So, I'm probably not going to be finishing the Thousand Year Door, unfortunately, because, quite frankly, at this point, the Let's Play is so far gone that I just don't have the confidence to finish it. This is nothing against the game, by the way. I still love the 1,000 Year Door. I just feel like I never really did the game's justice with the project that I was working on. So, there you go. Will I go back to the 1,000 Year Door one day? Absolutely. I definitely want to go back and do the 1,000 Year Door again. In fact, that's the main reason why I don't really want to finish this one, because I just want to redo the 1,000 Year Door from scratch. I'm not going to do it immediately, but I definitely want to redo it someday. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to move on to the next character that I'm playing in this video, and that is one of my personal favorites from the Smash Brothers series, and one of my favorite video game characters, period, and that is the lovable dinosaur known as Yoshi. So let's go ahead and read off his in-game description. Yoshi is the friendly dinosaur of Yoshi's Island. He began as Mario's partner, but since has built his own identity, and now appears in many games, that's for sure. He uses his unique ability to turn whatever he swallows into an egg as his foremost attack. Yoshi comes in a rainbow cloud of colors, and are said to have a high IQ from a very early age. That's definitely something I never really associated with Yoshi, but okay, whatever. Whatever the game wants to say. And then, why not? Let's go ahead and read the description from the instruction booklet. It's short, but it's sweet. Yoshi is the cute dinosaur who lives on a tropical island. You'd be surprised what he can do with a simple egg. He's certainly done a lot with just one simple egg, that's for sure. But Yoshi, I think in this game is considered a pretty good character. I do like Yoshi in this game. I think, again, he's pretty nimble, and he has a very high jump. His up B sucks, like, as in it doesn't do anything. Like, you throw an egg, but that's it. There's no height advantage or, you know, distance advantage. It does nothing. But with that being said, I still think Yoshi has a bunch of quick attacks and pretty powerful attacks, and I do like his high jump. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. My favorite incarnation of Yoshi in the entire Smash Brothers series, and is the reason why I'm a Yoshi player today, is his incarnation in Smash 4. Specifically Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, because they buffed him so much. He is so much fun to play. It's so much fun to play Yoshi in the newest Smash Bros. Games, because they just did such a great job at improving Yoshi to his core, and making his attacks more powerful, much more combo heavy, and they just made Yoshi a much more fun character to play as. And that is actually the first time I've seen Pikachu actually do that right. Because usually, if you've seen in previous episodes, when Yoshi did that attack, he usually just fell down the bottomless pit and died. But he actually grabbed onto the ledge, so he was actually smart this time. The AI was actually functioning as it should. Regardless, back to Yoshi. I really like Yoshi in the new Smash Brothers, and it's the big reason why I'm a Yoshi player. And yeah, I'm a huge Yoshi player in Smash Brothers now. In fact, I actually, even in Brawl, I used to be a Sonic player in Brawl, but then I started playing more of Yoshi. I started playing Yoshi more, and I just really liked how Yoshi played. I liked the moves he had, you know. I played him a lot. Whenever me and my friends played Multi-Man Brawl, I used him always. And Smash Brothers Brawl was the first game in the series to add some advantage to his up B. It's still not much, but it added some height to Yoshi's up B, and it also, I think it added a little bit of distance as well. And then Smash Brothers for 3DS and Wii U, I feel like they drastically improved. I don't know if there's a real difference between 3DS and... or not 3DS. Between Smash Brothers Brawl and Smash 4. But I feel like the up B in... for Yoshi in Smash 4 is just so drastically improved, and really allows for some very solid recovery if you know what you're doing. I know a lot of people tend to look at Yoshi's up B as not very good because it doesn't give you that much distance or that much height, but if you utilize Yoshi's up... I keep pausing because I keep wanting to know when the platform's coming, and even when I know the platform's coming, I fail anyway, so I'll be showing a successful attempt at the end of the video. Regardless, a lot of people, when looking at Yoshi's up B for the first time, can definitely see it as not very good, and one of the worst in Smash Brothers. But in Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS, if you know how to use it, you can use it to the utmost advantage, and really dodge a lot of attacks from enemies. If utilized correctly, it can really give you a huge advantage. And Yoshi already has a very very well implemented up, like a very high jump anyway, that the up B is pretty much just a nice little bonus. I also consider the up B in Smash Bros. For Wii U for Yoshi to be more about distance than height, but it still gives you a little bit of height, which definitely helps for some very tight situations. So, yeah, overall, in the Smash Bros. Series, I really like Yoshi, although I will say that, ironically, I think his worst incarnation is actually Melee's, which again is a little bit ironic because I love Melee to death, but whatever. I like Yoshi as a character, and I love him in Smash Brothers. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the final character in the game, and we are tackling what is probably the hardest board the platform stage in the game, or at least one of the hardest, and for one particular reason, and we'll get to that reason in a bit. But let me go ahead and read off Ness's in-game description. Ness was a seemingly average kid from Onet, but in truth, he was destined to be much more. When a strange meteorite, landed near his hometown, the little boy with psychic powers set out to save the world. Little has been said of Ness's character, and much remains hidden, probably because Nintendo neglected Earthbound for so many years. But regardless, this is the part that gets me every single freaking time. This part. Like, the thing with Ness is that I do like Ness as a playable character in this game, but his up B is very, very clunky in this game. And this is how his B works. It works in this that you fire what's called PK Thunder, and you try to aim it so you hit Ness, and that's how you recover. The problem is, in this game, it's incredibly wonky. So, that part, I got lucky. I got lucky on the part that I actually got that, because I have no way to aim that. I have no idea how they aimed that properly. Regardless, before I move on, I should probably go over some moments that happened beforehand, just to show, you know, a couple interesting moments like this one. Like, look at this. Look at this. Fox just kept firing at me, and I kept using the down B and just kept giving me more health. But alas, a hammer appeared, and I died. And thus, my first life was shredded. And then we move on to this stage where I can't exactly remember what happened with this stage. I'm trying to... Oh. And that's why I'm not fond of Ness's up B. Regardless, other than Ness's up B, I still think he's a pretty formidable foe in this game. He's not the best character in the game, in my opinion, but he's still pretty formidable. I like him. So, yeah. So now we're on to the seventh main stage of the game. We're fighting all the Kirby's. Fighting all the Cabbies. Get clabbing them there, Cabbies. I'm sorry, I had to. Anyway, other things to talk about. I guess I might well talk about the recent Smash Bros. DLC that came out for the newest Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U. I purchased the new DLC around a couple weeks ago. In fact, just a little bit after the new DLC actually came out. I didn't order it immediately, or I didn't... You don't order DLC. What I'm talking about. I didn't get the DLC immediately because I was a little bit low on money. But then I realized that my friends were coming over later on that week to play, and I was like, you know what? I should probably download them. So, the day before my friends came over, I just downloaded the DLC and played around with it. And I gotta say, I really like the new DLC pack that came out, because with the new DLC, we got 3 new characters. We got Lucas, who was announced earlier in April. We got Roy returning from Super Smash Bros. Melee, which I was excited about. And surprisingly, Ryu from Street Fighter. Ryu. And it was just like, really? They're adding in Ryu? Now, this was rumored earlier in the year, because there was apparently some files that were found in Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS. Or maybe it was Wii U, I can't remember. But some files were found in either of those games that showed files relating to relating to both Roy and Ryu. And it was supposedly hinting that maybe they were going to be included in the game. But then again, what probably could have be debunked that was the fact that, you know, they were probably just, maybe they were going to add those characters in originally, but decided not to. You know, who really knew at this point? And then we got the announcement, or actually the characters were leaked a day before, unfortunately, but it was announced that both Ryan and Roy were coming as DLC characters, and they were announced on the day that they came out, which was kind of funny. And yeah, in terms of the characters, the new characters that came out, Lucas pretty much is very similar to his incarnation in Brawl, and I like him. I like Lucas. I think he's better than Ness in my opinion, and you know, I just like him. Roy, I'm really happy is back in this game. You know, they've definitely made some changes to Roy in this game, but I still really like him. He's a very fast character. He has a lot of different combo opportunities. You know, he's a great character. I like him. How many times has Samus actually died to the acid itself? Is that like the 3rd time in this playthrough? Like, seriously. Like, Samus has died so many times from just the acid alone in her own homeworld. Or maybe not her own homeworld, but in her own universe. But you know what I mean. Regardless, back to other characters. Ryu. That's the one character I haven't talked about. Ryu is probably... And it definitely showed in the new content approaching video that came out the same day as the Nintendo World Championship, actually. Ryu is the most complex Smash Brothers character yet. Like, ever. Because what they did with Ryu is that they actually tried to make him similar to how he is in the Street Fighter series in general, by making that, depending on how you hold down the button, or if you're tapping... you know, mainly the A button. If you're tapping, depending on if you're tapping the A button or holding the button, Ryu will actually do either a light attack or a heavy attack. So if you're tapping the A button, he'll do a light attack. But if you hold down the A button, he'll do a strong attack. And that is applied to every single A move. Every standard attack move, like every strong move and everything, has a light, medium, and heavy version of them. Which I thought was very, very unique, and it definitely makes Ryu one of the most unique characters in the game. And another thing that they did, which I definitely did not expect, is... Second game over, but moving on. Back to what I was talking about. The most unexpected thing about Ryu that they did is that they gave him actual combo. They gave him actual button combinations that you can do in the game themselves, and they're apparently they're called button commands, that's what they are. But they're button commands that you can actually do in the other Street Fighter games. And, well, it's one that's, like, the incarnation of Ryu and Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS is more towards his Street Fighter 2 form. Of course, I wouldn't know that because I don't play the Street Fighter games, which is kind of sad because Street Fighter 2 was apparently composed by Yoko Shimomura, which I found out when it was announced that there was a remix of Ryu's theme in the game. Apparently, Yoko Shimomura composed Street Fighter 2, one of my favorite composers, so I need to play Street Fighter 2 now, apparently. But, whatever. Going off on a tangent. You can do actual button commands from the actual Street Fighter games to do much more powerful versions of other attacks. And he even has 2 final smashes, depending on if you're close to an enemy or if you're far away from enemy. Like, there's one attack, there's, like, his first final smash is when he's far away from enemies, he does a gigantic Hadouken that sucks enemies in and completely obliterates them. And then his second final smash is when he's close to enemies, and this is all activated by the same button, by the way. It just depends on if you're close to an enemy or far away. If you're close to an enemy, you will do a extremely powerful 3-hit Shoryuken that is so freaking satisfying. Like, good lord. Like, if Ryu isn't a pure example of how much love is put into the Smash Bros. Series in general, I don't know what is. I truly don't know what is. And I am sucking. Oh, man. And of course, Metal Mario dies with the bomb. And also kind of pops out. If you couldn't see there, there's a little bit of a cut up with that explosion there. Apparently, the camera apparently zoomed out a little bit too much. Regardless, we're now on to the race to the finish parts of the stage. And yeah. Now, as for the new stages that recently came out with Super Smash Brothers, with the new Smash Brothers, that was definitely a little bit unexpected, to me at least. And we got 3 new stages. We got Miiverse stage, which was free. Dreamland from the original Nintendo 64, from this version of Smash Brothers, Nintendo 64 version, which is something I did not expect, and I was definitely happy to see again, because I love Dreamland, and I think a lot of people also love Dreamland as well, so I was happy about that. And then we got, along with, if you bought Ryu, you got Suzaku Castle, I think it's called. I apologize if I mispronounced that. And I know if I mispronounce that, a lot of Street Fighter fans will probably flame me in the comments. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. But, yeah, you actually got a Street Fighter stage as well when you bought Ryu, which I also thought was really cool. And then we also got a bunch of costumes and everything, which I haven't bought yet because I was more interested with getting the new characters instead of the costumes, because new costumes, it's really only a cosmetic thing to me. You know, I'll probably still get the costumes someday, but, you know, not now. But yeah, the new DLC has been great, and I've really been liking the DLC that's been coming out with Smash Brothers in general. It's just been really fantastic. I've really been liking it, and I can't go through this stage without hitting those bumpers, I swear. But yeah, DLC's been great, and then we're also gonna get tourney mode for online in August as well, so that's also exciting. And I just want to say I was really happy that some new info was came out about tourney mode in the new content approaching live stream. Because I was really worried about when that thing was actually going to come out. But apparently it's coming out in August, so that's awesome. The mode is apparently finished, but they just need to do some more testing for online functionality and everything. But, yeah, there you go. So, we are getting pretty close to actually finishing this playthrough. We just need to finish with Pikachu. We should be all good. Oh, wait, is this actually... Am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? Come on. Come on, Pikachu. You can do it. I'm actually going to do it. No damage! Yes! Wow, I forgot I actually did this stage with no damage with Pikachu. Wow. So, there you go. You actually get a special bonus if you beat that stage without taking any damage. Pretty cool. Regardless, it's time for the final 2 stage, and I have chosen Pikachu for this stage because, spoiler alert, I got the best score with Pikachu. Even though I think I maybe... I don't know. I was really contemplating either choosing between Yoshi or Pikachu because they both had pretty good performances. But personally, I decided to choose Pikachu because I think Pikachu's performance in these final 2 stages at least was a little bit better. So there you go. So now it's time to get past 30 different enemies, which, let me tell you, when you up the difficulty on these, when you up the difficulty in 1-player mode, these last 2 stages, or this stage in particular, becomes so much harder to get through. Like, this is the one stage that will completely cut all your lives in half. Like, just decimate all your lives because you're dealing with so many enemies at once. And when you up the difficulty, they become much harder to hit, or they don't become harder to hit, but they become stronger, and they're ganging on you a lot more. I'm sorry if I'm stuttering a lot, but yeah, but this is only hard mode, keep that in mind. We haven't gone to the highest difficulty yet, which we'll be getting to in the next episode. Oh boy. Recording that was definitely quite interesting, let me just tell you that, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I really like this music, by the way. I really like the music in this. I wish this was actually a playable stage because, you know, I think this would be a pretty viable stage to actually fight on. At least, I mean, tourney players would probably appreciate if this stage was actually playable. But yeah, they didn't introduce these. I mean, this isn't actually called Battlefield. At least I don't think it is. It's not called Battlefield, but they didn't introduce fighting on Battlefield, or at least I'm glad that they introduced fighting on Battlefield in Melee, because I really think that it is a very I think it's a great stage for just, you know, if you just want to duke it out without that many items or that much franticness. Regardless, it is time for Master Hand. That was probably me stuttering a lot and probably stuff that probably didn't make that much sense, but oh well, whatever. Let's go ahead and fight Master Hand. Also, I just want to notice the stars are above everything else. I just want to go ahead and point that out. Not layered very well. This is the N64, so I'm not gonna hammer on it too much, but still, I thought it'd just be something to point out. We're at the end of this video, people. There's really nothing else I can talk about, other than the fact this game runs at a smooth 60 frames per second, which doesn't actually show in the video because I'm still unable to record retro games at 60 frames per second, or at least games on Wii. I don't think I've actually talked about this with you guys yet, but I do have an Elgato now. So I can record games at 60 frames per second, but I can only do it with modern consoles. I can't do it with anything that's composite or component or S-Video. So because of that, I can't record this footage with my Elgato because I don't have any converters that allow me to record older games. Unless I record, unless the game is on Wii U Virtual Console, of course, because then I'd be able to record the game. Because, you know, the thing with the Elgato is that it takes HDMI. So if you put in anything that's HDMI related, it will censor it, or it will detect the signal. If it's not HDMI, then you can't record it. Yeah, tough nuts. But whatever. I still like my Elgato, and I still appreciate what it does. So whatever. Regardless, Master Hand has been defeated yet again with Pikachu. Well, Pikachu defeated him once. I meant defeat him multiple times with multiple characters, and you know what I freaking mean. Anyway, guys, final score time. Here we go. First up, Pikachu's final score. I got around 800,000 points. I didn't do too bad with Pikachu. I thought I did pretty good. I almost lost all my lives, but, you know, I still thought it was pretty good. And now we move on to Yoshi's final score, which was pretty close, actually. As you can see, just a little bit under 800,000 points. And now we move on to Ness's final score. Because of the game over, I got the lowest score, around 500,000. So, yeah, not my best playthrough, if I do say so myself. Although, weirdly enough, even though I didn't get more points with Yoshi, I got more bonuses with Yoshi, which is kind of ironic. Regardless, with that, we now move on to the credits. And that is the end of this particular playthrough with these 3 characters on hard mode. And now that hard mode is done, we're going to be doing very hard mode in the next episode. And yeah, let me tell you guys, it was definitely, like I said, quite interesting to record very hard mode. And I'm going to be upping, I upped to the 5 lives, by the way, for very hard mode, because there was no way I would do very hard mode with 3 lives. There was no way. I would just keep getting constant game overs. But, yeah, that was this video, I guess. Pretty good. I still can't get over the fact that they misspelled Charles Martinet's name. Like, seriously. Like, it's a T, not an E. It's a T. The last letter is a T. T. Whatever, I'm going on too much about that. Anyway, guys, that pretty much does it for this video. There will be one more thing I'll be showing off at the end of this video, and that is my successful attempt at the platform stage with Yoshi, so I'll show off that with no commentary, because I don't feel like that's necessary. But, regardless, yeah. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please check out my other content. I'll try to post more videos more often now. I'm hoping to post more videos more often now, because I really do want to finish these projects and move on to other projects as well, like I said. So, with all that being said, as we move on to the end of the credits, we now have the ending screen for Ness, Pikachu, and Yoshi. And actually, there was something interesting that happened after I finished Yoshi's playthrough, and it will actually show up in just a sec. Wait for it. I finally unlocked the last arena! Apparently, I never finished one-player mode with Yoshi. I have no idea why I never finished one-player mode with Yoshi, but apparently I never did until now. So, there you go. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm HyperCole 64. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next episode.